Hello everyone, Mike from Hobby It here, and we're diving into magazine 14 on our journey through all 91 battle games in Middle-earth magazines. In this one, we'll be making some rivers for our battlefields. We'll start off by preparing some card bases for the different river shapes. We'll prepare the riverbanks with foam board, apply texture with some sand and stone, and after that we prepare the water and get it nice and shiny. Finally, we get them battle ready with some flock and plants. Let's get started. The simplest river is going to be a straight piece. Here I prepare a river piece 8 inch by 5 inches. Next we'll create a long, winding 90-degree piece. For each river, the banks at the end of your pieces should be 1 inch and the river should be 3 inches. This will ensure that all the pieces can fit next to each other to create one continuous line. We'll create a small 90-degree turn. Again, mark your 1 inch banks and your 3 inch river and then give yourself a wavy edge and cut out the base. For a 45-degree turn, start with a square. Use a ruler to draw a diagonal line from one corner to the opposite corner. Mark guide points at 1 inch, 2 inches, 5 inches and 6 inches along that diagonal line. Then connect those points to the marks on the edges. This will give you two 45-degree turns, and now cut along the centre line. Darkness lingers, stars ignite, water glows in elven light, footsteps lost in paths. For the riverbanks I use some 5mm foam board. The riverbanks are 1 inch wide, so mark out a 1 inch wide strip and cut it. I'm using a hot wire cutter and putting at an angle to give the riverbank a slope. Hot glue works really well to glue the banks down to the base. For your curve pieces, you can use your base as a template to mark out. Then as long as the end is 1 inch, you can make the riverbank any shape you want, so just freehand the bank next to the water. Applying Mod Podge all over your base. Add some thicker areas. These are going to be for some bigger grit sand. For my large piece, I wanted players to be able to walk over the river, so I applied a small crossing with the bigger rocks. Once you have those placed, you can go ahead and cover the rest with fine grit sand. Next, give them all a coat of black or dark grey paint. Now my favourite time of any project, dry brushing. I just love seeing the piece suddenly come to life. Get a small bit of paint on your brush and wipe most of it off. Then gently brush over your river. The texture of the sand will grab the paint, leaving it highlighted. Okay, let's paint the rivers. I'm going to use 2 shades, a darker blue for the middle of the river to give the illusion of depth, and a lighter blue for the edges. I might have squeezed the bottle a little hard. With that cleaned up, I can continue. For the banks, I cover with Cygor brown and give a dry brush with Baneblade brown. Next, for some texture on the rivers, apply a thick layer of Mod Podge. I use an empty airbrush to push it around. This also helps release air bubbles. You can use a hairdryer or even blow through a straw to get the same effect. I let it set for a little while. You can probably see it's a little bit thicker. I did this to try leave some texture in the water to look like small waves. Once that's dry, I apply a couple of layers of gloss varnish to give the river some shine. Let's decorate these riverbanks. I'll use some simple sawdust flock, apply some glue and sprinkle on the flock. For the crossing, I picked out the stones that were covered when we painted the water. And for the path leading to the crossing, I applied some dried pigments to give the different texture where feet have worn the dirt down. Next, decorate with whatever you have. I used some flowers, bushes and grass tufts. And that's it. I think these turned out fantastic. The best part, they all fit together in endless ways to create rivers of any shape or size. Let me know in the comments how you'd use them in your games. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave me a like or a comment. I genuinely love seeing them. Huge thanks to my patrons. Your support is always appreciated. Until next time, happy crafting.